Welcome to WhatGear Reviews for another camera comparison shootout, and today it is the Poco F2 versus the Realme flagship right now, the X50 Pro, versus a brand new phone from Realme, which is a really interesting one, which is the Realme X3 Super Zoom. Which one do you think is going to win? Let me know in the comments below. You ready? Let's go. So we'll start this off with some lens tests, then we'll do the video test section in the middle, and then at the end we'll get into the most interesting bit, the night comparison shootout. So make sure you stick around for that. So I know what you're thinking, what the hell is this? It's not a dead body, it's some kind of weird statue that my neighbor has in their garden. But anyway, this is the primary shooter, and you'll notice straight away there is a difference in color saturation across the three devices. I would say the Poco F2 Pro seems to be the most realistic, although it does seem to be struggling a little bit with the brighter areas. The X50 Pro on the left hand side appears to be the best all-rounder here, with great details, well balanced colors, and the Realme X3 on the right hand side is just doing a little bit too much AI enhancements. But let's see if this carries over into the 2x and 5x zoom. So here is the 2x, it looks pretty similar to me when it comes to colors, and here is the 5x. So it's clear to see that all three of these photos are so different, but you know what, in this picture when it's really zoomed in like this, I actually like the X3 look here. Even though it's very heavily oversaturated, it actually works in this image. Which one do you like best? Let me know. And now let's move on to ultra wide. So all three phones do a great job when it comes to that wide angled lens. Again, the Realme X3 is slightly over enhanced with those AI colors, and this time I feel that maybe the X50 Pro has the most realistic tones. Last time it was the Poco F2 Pro. It's definitely a close call though between those two devices, the X50 and the Poco phone. It's not called the Poco phone anymore, it's just called the Poco. Which phone do you like the best here out of the three? Let me know. And now let's move on to the macro. So these three pictures were taken from exactly the same distance, if you're wondering, of around roughly 4 centimeters away from the tip of the shuriken. And I think when it comes to this particular mode, the Poco F2 Pro really steals the show here. Just look at the details on the blade, you can actually see little ridges where the shuriken was sharpened. That's not to say that the X50 and the X3 are not good. I think if I had just pulled back a centimeter or two, I would have got better details there on the blade of the shuriken as well. But when it comes to which phone can get closest and still take a detailed photo, it's definitely the Poco F2 Pro. So I'm just going to roll the next few photos now and then join you again just before the video section. I'll be back. So what did you think of the selfie quality on the three devices and the HDR photos? I personally think that maybe you got to give a win to the Poco F2 Pro for the selfies, but keep in mind the Poco F2 Pro is the only one of these devices that doesn't have a wide-angled selfie camera. The other two do. And when it comes to HDR, you got to give the win to the X3 and the X50. They definitely did a bit better than the Poco phone here. Anyway, that's enough jibber jabber. Now let's get into the video tests. Three of these phones were on the same rig, and at this point I was actually jumping up and down, so you can see how the stabilization is different on the three devices here. Alright, welcome to the night shootout. Each one of these photos has a title, so make sure you add your opinions in the comments below and use the titles to tell everybody what photo you're talking about. So this cinema picture is pretty interesting. I think that right away you can see the X3 is still over enhancing the colors, saturation just a bit. The Poco F2 Pro has really great details and is actually handling that bright neon light really well there. Although with that said, it does have some digital noise up there in the sky. Overall, when it comes to this image, I think the X50 is doing a fantastic job. In particular, it's got great detail, great brightness, great colors, and minimal noise in the photo. So now I'm just gonna roll the next few. Stick around and I'll be back. So overall, the results that these three phones produce when it comes to photography is so different. Each one of these devices has strong points and some areas for improvements. The strong points for the X50, for example, is great color, great HDR, and maybe the best night shooter. When it comes to the Poco F2 Pro, it has great selfies and an incredible macro lens. And when it comes to the X3 super zoom, it has that insane 60x zoom, and it's got a dedicated starry night mode, which I will be testing out in the future. And if you want to see what the X3 can really do with that super zoom lens, check out these thumbnails on screen right now. And if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and if you just subscribed, you're now one of the finest subscribers known to man. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't be late.